Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I know we've had a fun-filled day of many sessions, so thanks for joining us for this session on physical health and the benefits of yoga. This is a great way to unwind after your very long day. And I'd like to introduce Alexis Harrison from Yoga for Scleroderma, who's joining us today to lead this session. Thank you, Alexis.
Thank you, Angel. Hello, everyone. So I am going to first introduce myself and give a little bit of background. My name is Alexis Harrison. I was diagnosed with scleroderma somewhere between 2014 and 2015, and have been using yoga in my everyday life to help manage symptoms. I also work in pediatric psychiatry on an eating disorder unit. So once I finished my training to get my yoga license and with Yoga for Scleroderma, I began using the concepts from yoga and our curriculum and using them as a coping mechanism on the unit with my kids in the eating disorder program. So Yoga for Scleroderma was brought together by Kathy Randolph, who has been teaching yoga for the special child for quite a long time. And she met myself and Lori both at different times. I met her at a conference where I just came as a patient looking for more information and education. But I had been practicing yoga already and kind of found a little bit of purpose in working with Yoga for Scleroderma and sharing it with, my teens on the unit, as well as really found a community within the scleroderma world. The yoga that we do is not twisty, bendy, what you expect to see in a regular yoga studio or on the cover of a yoga magazine. It is more about living well in the bodies we have right now. And as our motto usually states, keeping our scleroderma bodies moving. So some of the biggest, most important things that we work on, number one, I would have to say breath work. So we always combine breath work when we're practicing with patients as well as in our own life. Breath work is vital in not just helping with calming anxiety, with relaxation before bed. If you suffer from insomnia, this is a place where breathwork would be great to add in to your daily routine. As well as getting up and getting moving in the morning. I know some of us who have lung issues due to our scleroderma can have a really hard time taking that first deep breath in the morning. So breath work is a great way to get your lungs warmed up for the day. And there have been several of us that have also found that doing the breathwork practice has allowed us to freeze progression, better our pulmonary function tests in some cases. So, there's that added benefit. The next thing that we add in are stretches. And if you think about the yoga that we usually see, these are all the same stretches. They're just adjusted to work within our bodies in the place that we're at. So this could be done from your bed in the morning, from a chair during the middle of the day. Maybe your kid is at school and needs to do a little stretch, there's, ways that can be done safely and easily from a chair without having to get up and get on the floor or get out a yoga mat. Do we get out yoga mats? Yes, we do sometimes, but that is not always necessary. My personal practice is about 5 to 10 minutes first thing in the morning before I ever even get out of bed. This helps get our muscles convinced that we need to get up and get moving, and helps us maintain throughout the rest of the day. We also do some eye work, which is just some eye exercises where, you find a central location on the wall, and then you gaze into that spot, and then you look up to the left, and you go in this rotation a couple times. When you're done, then you would repeat everything on the other side. So if you have crossover with Sjogren's syndrome, which is dry eyes, dry mouth, and much more, then this can be really helpful for lubricating the eyes as well as stimulating the salivary glands, because all this is connected. Yes, so all that's connected. Eye movement, breath work. The next thing are the gentle seated poses. Doing the stretch on the right, and I can show just a little bit from a seated position. So if I'm going to stretch over to the right, I'm stretching through this left side, compressing my right side. Come back up, and I'm stretching over to the left. And now I'm stretching my right side, compressing my left. And what's happening when we stretch the right first and then the left first is that naturally we are aiding in the digestive process. Most people's digestive system runs from right to left. So if you struggle with gastroparesis or chronic constipation, even diarrhea, this is all incredibly helpful for helping with your digestive tract. Okay, so I feel like I'm rushing through everything. And then, so feel free to put questions in the chat. But the other thing we always do is guided relaxation. So when you get a chance, feel free to take a look at our YouTube channel and our website. And Lori is popping those links into our chat right now. On the YouTube channel, we have all of the videos of our practices. Before your feet hit the floor, we've got a video just on the eye movement exercise, and multiple videos from our podcast, where we do twice weekly. We do early morning Wednesday and then early evening Wednesday for guided relaxation. Thank you, Lori. And then if we're talking about connecting the physical health benefits of yoga, so one, we talked about digestion, aiding in digestion. Number two, you're working on keeping your muscles moving. There can be, I don't know if you can think about how you feel when you wake up in the morning when you haven't moved around all night. Your muscles are really tight and tense. The longer you stay still, the more tight and tense your muscles kind of get. So yoga is a great gentle, easy way to help keep those muscles moving. And then if we want to talk about the mental health benefits of yoga, you're looking at relaxing the body physically and mentally. I don't know if you were on for the previous session. They talked a lot about the correlation between having strong emotions and how that adds to pain management. So yoga, in helping with relaxation, building tools for calming, that in turn is going to help with pain management. We're lowering the intensity of our experience by participating in an activity that helps calm, in turn helping to not necessarily raise our pain tolerance, but our ability to manage the pain, oftentimes without medication. So on the unit, one of my favorite breathwork practices, I'm going to show you for just a second, that I do with my kids regularly. All of my kids are struggling with anxiety and depression, as well as that negative eating disorder. And many of them have panic attacks and other things. So one of the ways that we help in calming is by doing the alternate nostril breath. It's rotating our breathing from right to left. So what we'll do is find an easy seat where your posture can be fairly straight if possible. We are going to exhale, which is a lot more of a natural, easy way to get that full, deep inhale. So we'll exhale first, close off our right nostril, and take a breath in. Breathe out. We'll switch sides, closing the left, opening the right. Breathe in and out. Switch sides. Breathe in and out. And you can go back and forth as long as it's comfortable for you. Usually, when you've never done that practice before, I start at a minute and gradually increase time as you feel necessary or comfortable within your body. So that is my probably most favorite breathwork practice, especially to do with the kids. This one I also use at night for helping to relax before bed. I know a lot of times after a long day, our minds are still busy running in circles. So that is a good one to distract your attention, make you focus, and calm you down. The next favorite breath work I'm going to say is Brahmari or bee breath. So when we're thinking about the noise that a bee makes, it's that the buzzing noise. So this too is also great for relaxation, but it also helps with those digestive issues. So, you know, at work, the kids are all struggling with chronic constipation because of malnourishment. So this is one I'm always telling them, you guys don't forget to do your bee breath. And they're like, Miss Alexis, I'm supposed to be doing deep breathing on the toilet with question marks all around them. Yes, do it. I promise it'll help. So you're going to do your exhale, then breathe in. And on your next exhale, you're going to hum as you breathe out. And you'll do this over and over again. Breathing in. Humming on your breath out. If that feels awkward to you, a great place to start is by humming your favorite song. So this is literally a breath that you can do anywhere and everywhere, and nobody is any the wiser. Breathing in, humming your favorite song on the way out. And Lori is saying it also helps with pain management as well. And that's another thing. There are actually breathwork practices that help. All breathwork, I think you can find benefit with pain management. I think this one specifically is a fantastic one for that. But if you think about what happens when you stub your toe, we usually do something like this. That's actually a breathwork practice for pain management. So breathing in through your teeth and out through your nose. So I get a lot of comments about how that one looks silly too. It does. I don't care. If it helps me, then this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so we've covered eye movement, lubrication of the eyes and mouth, digestion, breath work. I cannot see any of y'all's bodies, so we won't do much stretching. Our number one goal is to maintain safety. So if at any point you would like to reach out for support in working through some stretches with you, I'm always happy to set up a virtual meeting where, like a Zoom or something where I can see you, and we can talk about it, and we can definitely offer some suggestions and guidance. Again, we have a great YouTube channel with lots of videos. We're always brainstorming on more videos to add for content. But these are the things that we do in our daily lives to help keep our scleroderma bodies moving, maintaining not just our physical health, but our emotional health as well. I don't know if you can, I guess, commiserate with me for a second, but it almost feels like every time there's a change in our health, it's like a new adjustment. It's like we just got comfortable to one thing, and now we have to readjust or pivot and get comfortable with this next thing. So yoga has been a really great way to be able to do that functionally, and still maintain a quality of life. So I know that I have lots of extra time, but I am available for questions. So if you have questions, please pop them in the chat, and I am ready to answer them. I don't know, Lori, if you feel like there's anything I missed that I need to add in. Any suggestions for how to get boys to do yoga? Hard to convince him in general. That is a great question, Dr. Suzanne Lee. So, there's always the thing. When I'm doing it as a group on the unit, we do usually have at least one boy in the group. And usually they just do it because everyone else is doing it. I know that's not, I know peer pressure should not be the reason that we do it, but professional athletes do it. They do yoga all the time. So I don't know if that's helpful. I don't know if they're interested in sports, but yoga is a way to definitely help them be able to maintain the ability to, go out and do things with their friends, maybe even hit the soccer field and play soccer with their friends. If we're keeping our bodies, doing the best that we can to take care of them, then functionally it's going to help us out, not just in the immediate, but in the long run. Adam Levine from Maroon 5 is a big yogi. Yes, so is Charlie Hunnam, who's an actor. I don't know, he was in that biker show. He's in a lot of movies too. So as far as boys go, I mean, I would figure out what their main interest is, and then how can we connect that main interest with yoga? How is yoga going to benefit them in participating in whatever their main interest is? Specific exercises or breathing techniques that help with increasing appetite. Ooh, that is a great question. We have not, I don't know, I myself have not even hit on that one yet. I maybe call it something else. So on the breathing techniques to help with increasing appetite, I think functionally, if we're backed up or constipated, we're not going to be as hungry. So if we're keeping things moving through regularly, I think rationally it feels like that would help with our appetite. I find from working in eating disorders that most of my kids come in and haven't gone to the bathroom in quite a long time because they don't have food in their system. Their body's kind of holding on to all of that nourishment that they can. But once we start getting things moving back through, then they usually are a little bit more successful at eating their meals, finishing their meals, because it's not as much discomfort from what's backed up inside of them. I don't know if that helps with your question, Angel. Okay, so back to the how to get boys to be interested in yoga. Maybe calling it something else. I mean, you could call it something else. I think that it is what it is. It's stretching. So, I mean, I think getting creative of how to introduce it is definitely a benefit. But I still would not, I think getting down to it, I would make sure we educate about what it is, why it is, and how it's helpful for us. Is there value in finding a partner for these exercise, and what is the value in getting into the routine by yourself? Okay, so a partner can be fantastic. Number one, a lot of us don't like to do things by ourselves anyway. So having someone that is doing it with us, I think there's a natural motivation for that. Like, I want to do it more if I'm enjoying it with someone. Especially with teenagers, we really want to be with our peer groups, right? So I think, I know even me personally, I'm more motivated to do exercise or yoga or just about anything if I have at least one person that I really click with, that I know that I'm going to have a decent time with. As far as finding value and getting into the routine by yourself, for me, it speaks for itself. Like, my body is just screaming at me first thing in the morning. My body does not want to get up and move around. So in doing the things that I do, I'm a little bit more functional much quicker in the morning, as opposed to if I were to just roll out of the bed having not done that. Is it hard for me to spend a lot of time on it frequently? Yes, it is. Sometimes I don't want to spend a whole, 30, 45, however much time to devote just to that. That's okay. I find value in breaking it down and doing little bits and pieces throughout my entire day. And then maybe once or twice a week, maybe even more than that, if I feel so inclined, I'll sit down and have much more time. Maybe even adding in time for relaxation by myself. So I think the benefit of getting into the routine of doing it is that then you can find more about what works for your body, creating that connection with yourself, and being able to know during the day when is most helpful for you to do it. So for me, I do a little bit first thing in the morning, midday, and before bed. It's not a lot of time. It may even only be 2 minutes, but it's something and it's beneficial to me. That was a great question. Thank you, Lisa. We still have a decent amount of time for questions. In-person classes. Okay, so that's a good question. The thing about yoga for scleroderma is we're kind of spread out, excuse me, all over the United States. We've got people in Florida, Nevada, Texas, Colorado, I think, multiple places throughout the United States. So if you look on our website, there is a link to all the practitioners. If there is a practitioner that's near you, then definitely reach out to us. We can see if they can offer in-person classes. If not, we would be happy to meet online, like in a Zoom setting, and help you get started in your practice, whether it's helping you setting up your space or finding what's going to work best for you. We would be happy to do that online as well. We have started traveling a little bit pre-pandemic. We kind of flew all over the place and went to support group meetings. We do still go to support group meetings in our areas, but we've just now started traveling. So I'm not sure if that's on the table, if that's something we're going to be doing in the future. But like I said, we're happy to meet up online and discuss any needs that you might have as far as yoga is concerned and work with you online in that manner. And Lori did put a link to our practitioners page, so feel free to click on that link and find someone in your area. I cannot keep everybody straight in how many places we're at, so feel free to look there. It's got list breakdown by state. I'm in Texas currently, and Lori is in Florida, and Kathy's in Nevada. Yes, we are worldwide. We do have practitioners that have completed the Yoga for Scleroderma training throughout the world. Our Yoga for the Special Child is global as well, and we work under Yoga for the Special Child. So the good thing about that is that those practitioners have experience with all sorts of medical conditions, from Down syndrome to rheumatoid arthritis, everything in between. So if you're know somebody in another country that has scleroderma or other issues autoimmune wise, let us know and we can see if we have someone that can support you there. So in about 3 or 4 more minutes, I will start with a quick relaxation to end off our session. So we've got a little bit of time for a couple more questions. I think, Angel, we go until 5:15 my time, 6:15 your time, correct? Yes, okay. Okay. All right, so go ahead and find a comfortable seated position. If you would like, feel free to close your eyes down for a few minutes. And for just a moment, I'm going to encourage you to just focus on your breathing, noticing the pattern as you inhale and exhale. Relax your tongue, unclench your jaw. As you breathe out, drop your shoulders down. And set an intention for yourself for the next few moments. Maybe think about how your breathing can impact the rest of your day. And with each exhale, thinking of what you hope to let go of. As you exhale, feel yourself sinking, relaxing into whatever supportive surface you've chosen. And breathe in again. See if you can breathe in a little bit longer. Feel the oxygen coming in through your nose, entering into your lungs. With each breath, inviting relaxation. And for the next moment, practice finding stillness and scanning your body to notice where you might be holding any tension. Maybe your hands are clenched or your shoulders tight. Breathing in. As you exhale, releasing the tension from that area, maybe opening your palms, dropping your shoulders. On your next exhale, slowly exhale through your mouth, emptying your lungs completely. You're bringing in another full breath and awareness to the reliable pattern of your breathing. And if you've had your eyes closed, gently start to open your eyes. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes, inviting some energy back into your body. And take one more deep breath. And exhale. And thank you so much for joining us for this relaxation. We still have a couple more minutes left if you still have a few questions. Oh, it looks like Alessandra asked, are pets a good companion for scleroderma improvement? So I do not have a scientific answer. Personally, I think that, and this is unrelated to yoga, I think, but I think that pets are, for most people, critical in assisting with our mental health more than anything. Um, a lot of times I may be doing yoga in the bed and one of my dogs comes and gets on the bed and lays next to me. So it's almost like I have a little sidekick watching out for me. I know Lori does a lot with her pets, and it keeps us busy. So that's a good thing too. It gives us a place to put some of our emotion and energy, that's a positive influence. So that would be my answer. I know it's not scientific, but do you have any tips for quieting the voice in your head while doing breathing exercises? That is a fantastic question, Angel. So here's the thing. That voice is there for a reason. Whatever that reason is may be elusive. However, when you're trying to do some meditation or breathing exercises and our brain is just having a really hard time shutting down, the best thing I have found to do is shift my focus back to my breathing. So acknowledging that that thought is there. So say I'm trying to find some time for relaxation and I'm listening to a guided meditation, doing some deep breathing, and I'm constantly thinking about whatever stressed me out that day. Acknowledge the thought. Okay, I get it. This thing really stressed you out today. Right now is the time for this, XYZ. Take a deep breath. Breathe out. Take another deep breath. Breathe out. Is bringing my attention back to my main focus. So I'm not ignoring it. I'm acknowledging it. It's there. This thing happened. I can't stop thinking about it. But it's called a practice for a reason. So it's not going to be an immediate thing. It's going to be something you have to continue to follow through with and practice, of shifting your attention back to your breathing, back to your prime intention. So when we started the relaxation, I talked about finding what's your intention for this next few moments. So if my intention is to find relaxation and to do some breath work, then reminding myself of that intention when my brain starts to wander. And then coming back to my breath. All right, so I think we have run out of time. It is 5:15. I am around, so feel free to send me a message. I think, Angel, is there a way that they can message me in here and I can come back and check on it later? Yes. Okay. All right. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at Yoga for Scleroderma. Thank you so much for joining us. And y'all have an awesome evening.